You know that moment during the holidays when everything just feels right. The tree's lit, the coffee's hot, and that first bite of sugar cake just melts in your mouth. Yep, that's Dewey's Bakery. Here in Winston-Salem, Dewey's has been baking up holiday magic since 1930. From their classic Moravian cookies to cheese straws, and of course, the holiday cake squares, where you can still get one free every Monday. Right now, it's the season for sweet treats at any of our 3 Triad area locations. In Winston-Salem at Thruway and Renolda Manor, plus one in Greensboro at Friendly Shopping Center. Easy holiday ordering is also available at local.deweys.com. It's also the season for raising sweet dough for your organization. Just contact any Dewey's store for more information on how you can set up your own holiday fundraiser, where 50% of the items sold go immediately back to your organization. Plus, holiday stores are popping up from mid-November all the way until Christmas Eve. In the Triad and beyond, these special holiday shops will assist in raising money for nonprofits, and the locations can be found by visiting deweys.com. So make the holiday special for the ones you love and others with Dewey's Bakery, home of free Cake Square Monday all year round. Dewey's, celebrate every day.
This is the Triad Podcast Network.
I'm Algenon Cash, and you're locked in. Today, we're diving into the heartbeat of the Triad, the places, flavors, and experiences that make living here so special. Joining me is someone who knows the region inside and out, Taylor Lively from Visit Triad. Taylor has been deeply involved in showcasing everything our region has to offer, from seasoned events to culinary hotspots. Whether you're planning a romantic night out, a fun day with the kids, or a memorable evening with friends, you'll want to stay tuned. Taylor, thank you for locking in with me. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me. This is exciting.
It is. Thank you for joining. And for my audience, I had the pleasure of meeting Taylor, I guess it was maybe a year and a half ago with some of the fun things we were doing through Eat, Drink, Triad. She started coming to our events. She's very fun. She loves food. She makes incredible content. And so I'm just so grateful to call you a friend and a colleague. And but I just to kick off, because the last time I saw you, you were with Visit Greensboro. Now you've created Visit Triad. So tell us all about the mission and the momentum behind Visit Triad.
Absolutely. So when I was with Visit Greensboro, it was all about showcasing all of the fun and exciting things that are happening in Greensboro. I got pregnant and I decided that I wanted to stay home with my baby and continue to showcase these really fun things and fun and exciting things that are happening right here in our community. But I wanted to expand it a little bit more to the Triad, because there is so much more in this area of fun and exciting things that are going on. And I didn't want to limit it to just Greensboro. So yeah, I bring my baby with me. We go to all these fun things. We just have a great time. There are constantly events and, amazing restaurants and businesses to showcase in our area. And I'm just super excited that I can continue to do that. The reason why I, started it with Visit Greensboro was the whole thing behind people were like, oh, Greensboro is boring. It kind of has like this connotation that it's Green's boring. And I'm like, I'm from Florida. And people would be like, why are you here? Like Florida's so much more cool. And I'm like, I love Greensboro. I think this is the best place to live. I have so much fun. And I realize it's because people just don't know where to go. And partly the reason why I started this was because I was like, people need to be shown things. Like people need to explore things sometimes through social media to find out about other things that are happening in their community. And so, yeah.
I was going to say, well, I know that when I first met you and you told me you were from Miami, I said, okay, what in the world are you doing in Greensboro, North Carolina? But I'm so thankful that you've selected this region as your home, and you certainly add a different flavor here. So many people want to get into content creation. It just, and I know I want you to talk about this too, because I know you originally got into content creation through TikTok and you played a spider. I'm not going to describe it the way you could, but I would love for my audience to know more about how you got into content creation. But so many people want to get into content creation. It's just really exploded over the last few years. What I've noticed is like the content that you publish on Instagram, it gets a lot of views, a lot of traction. People, for whatever reason, they trust your recommendations. So for that budding content creator that's out there listening, how do you get the community to trust you and go to the places that you recommend?
I feel like you just kind of have to show up as yourself and people like fall in love with your personality and they will follow you for you. And then you become their trusted source for information. And I only showcase places that I genuinely love. And so I think that also kind of shines through when I'm like talking about it because I genuinely love the place and I want to share it with everybody. So talking with a place from of passion and just excitement also, I feel like that gets people excited. They're like, "Whoa, this person sounds excited about this. You know, I should be excited about it too. Let's find out what she's talking about, you know." So,
Love that.
I think that helps, but also, I come from a news background, and so the whole thing is getting someone hooked, right? Like, how can we get that person hooked within the first couple seconds? And so that's super important.
Well, you do a great job. Now, you told me this story about TikTok, and you played a spider. Real quick, help my audience understand, and then also if we can still see the spider videos, tell us where we can find those.
Oh my gosh. You have to like scroll really deep down, but okay, so I started like doing content online during COVID. My husband, God bless him, I would complain to him like almost every day. I'm like, I'm so bored. He's like, you need to find hobbies. So, I started DJing, but one of the other things that I did was doing content on TikTok because TikTok had just taken off like around that time. And obviously everybody was home doing absolutely nothing. So I was like, okay, what am I gonna do? So I started posting like just random videos on TikTok. And then I had this dream one day because I used to do funny skits. I had this dream that basically I was like having a conversation with this spider and it was so funny and I was like, "Oh my God, I need to turn that into like a series." And it just took off. Literally like I had like just maybe a couple thousand followers and I went like over 100,000 followers in just a few months from this personality where I pretended to be this spider living in my house and we would just have arguments. Like I would play me as me, and then I would play the spider, and we would just have this dialogue, and it was hilarious, and people loved it. And I eventually got burnt out of the personality, but it was an era. I loved it. It was so much fun.
Well, listen, I've seen some of the videos, and for my audience, go find Taylor Lively on Instagram or TikTok. I'm not on TikTok, but go find and you'll get a nice laugh out of the spider videos. You mentioned that you have a news background, which is really more traditional media, but now you're in this sort of alternative media space. Talk about the difference between those two worlds. Any similarities or contrasts that the ordinary person would be unaware of?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of differences. And I mean, the news world has changed so much since I first started. And so I think even towards, the end of my career, they really were trying to push digital first because they realized how important that was. A lot of people were canceling their cable and not watching as much TV. They were using streaming services and going to social media to find their news. Where when I first started, it really wasn't the case. It was just starting to get to that point, but like, I mean, people were still watching TV. And so I'm guilty. I don't watch TV. I go to the news for or go to social media for all of my news. And so I guess in that sense, it's very different where, we were creating these packages, these long stories. Um, and honestly, in that sense, I have taken that, like my storytelling to social media, but it's a very short form. People don't have the same attention spans as they used to
Like
have,
60
you know?
seconds or
Yeah,
less.
like let's get this story fast. We used to do long specials, where it was like over an hour long, and people would sit down and they would watch the whole special. And it's just not the case anymore. I mean, I'm sure TV stations still do them, and there's a lot of people that still watch TV, but it's just not the same as it used to be.
No, it's
Um,
it's it's shifted quite dramatically. People don't have long attention spans any longer.
yeah.
I hate to say it, but I don't think people read books the same way they used to.
Oh no.
No, it's definitely a new world. But earlier you mentioned that you just had a baby, and my audience didn't get to see this because this was off air. But before we came on air, she actually had the baby, and so the baby is always with you. This might be the longest that the baby has not been with you. Being you're not a single mom, you're married. How talk about how challenging it could be to integrate your day-to-day professional life with caretaking. And then also, why have you maybe not opted? You obviously intentionally not opted to go to some kind of external childcare provider.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was so important to have him home with me and experience those early days and get to see all the milestones. So, that was really important for me because, my mom was able to stay home with me, and the bonding is just something that you can't, it's like time, you can't get that time back, is what I was trying to say. So that was really important to me. And I thought, I can continue to do the content that I really love to do with him. I mean, nothing is stopping me from continuing to do these things. So really, and also part of it was just I don't like to be home. I love being out and about, and I thought this was a good opportunity for me to kind of like show him the world, show him experiences, get him out. And right now he might not remember any of it, but I feel like it's kind of like a long lasting thing that, one day he'll be like, wow, I remember, always being out and about and exploring and seeing all these cool things with my mom. And I hope that's what he gets from it. If not, I mean, it's fun for me. It also helps parents who are watching my content see that they too can go out and do these things. They don't have to stay at home.
There's no place like home for the holidays, a place where memories are made, a place where family and friends come together. But we know that it also brings a lot of stress. And what if you're also thinking of buying or selling a home during this time of year? That can add even more. In fact, a recent Zillow study reported that 85% of buyers said the experience of buying a home was somewhat stressful or even extremely stressful. Okay, take a breath and listen to the good news. The Ginther Group can help relieve some of that stress and pressure. Of the more than 130 people who reported 5-star reviews this year, over 100 of them described the experience of working with the Ginther Group as stress-free, smooth, and in some cases, fun. Don't you need a little bit of that in your life right now? If you're seeking the perfect home for your holidays, then call the Ginther Group now at 336-283-8689 or visit their website at theginthergroup.com. Even if it's not the right time to buy or sell, that's okay. You can still meet with them about your 2026 real estate goals so that you can work with a team you can trust to have you ready when the time is right. That's 336-283-8689. Call the Ginther Group today. It's time to get serious about your financial future. It's never too early, but it could be too late to get started. And that's oftentimes the hardest part, getting started. How much do I save? Where do I invest? Do I save for college or retirement? How much for each? And who do I talk to about it all? Okay, we'll keep things simple for now and help you answer the last one. We recommend you begin with a local financial advisor. And that's Jennifer Johnson of Three Magnolias Financial Advisors. She'll sit down with you for a complimentary introductory consultation and go over all of your questions. Get started on the path to achieving your financial goals. Visit 3magnoliasfinancialadvisors.com or call 336-701-1600. Get comfortable with your financial future. Three Magnolias Financial Advisors: retirement, financial planning, and investments.
Securities offered through Private Client Services, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through Three Magnolias Financial Advisors. Three Magnolias Financial Advisors and Private Client Services are not affiliated. Private Client Services is under separate ownership from any other named entity.
No, I love it, and I think mentally he may not remember, but consciously he will hold the experience,
Yeah.
and that's so important. And then you're also putting everything on Instagram, so unless Instagram blows up in the next 16 or 17 years, he'll be able to go back and watch all all
Yeah.
all the times you all went to east of Texas and all the great restaurants and all the great experiences you had as mother and son. So no, I love that. And I do think that you're sending a very clear message to women that just because you give birth, that doesn't mean that life has to stop or you can't have a career or you can't pursue your entrepreneurial goals. I mean, I really love the way that you're not allowing it to limit you. I've got a really good friend and she had a baby earlier this year. And so we got together for coffee. Same thing. She takes her baby everywhere with her. And, just while we're sitting there having our coffee, she started breastfeeding. I mean,
Yeah.
just, while we're sitting there. And I'll tell you for a moment, Taylor, it felt awkward. I mean, because, it's just sort of, I mean, it just sort of happened. But then I reflected on it and I said, it shouldn't feel awkward. She's got a baby. The baby needs to eat. And,
Yeah.
it just is what it is. I guess what would be your message to people? Because I'm sure they see the baby everywhere with you and they might think one thing or another. What would be your message to those nosy people that are always sort of watching and judging?
I don't know. I don't really think about people judging me or anything. I do what makes me happy and what's best for me and my family, right? And I think that's important to note because I feel like people are so worried about what other people are thinking, but really, most people are thinking about themselves at the end of the day. They might like instantly might think something like, "Oh, look at that girl who's breastfeeding at, the park," because I do that. But they just move on and they think about themselves. But I think what's important to note, and the reason why I'm doing this is because before I had a child, I was so scared to delve into this world of motherhood. I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of negativity on social media that was being pushed onto me through my For You page. I don't know if it was because I was consuming it, then there was pushing more and more of that stuff to me, but I was genuinely scared to like lose myself and not have my own time. And um now that I'm like living that experience, I'm like it's not all that, like I mean, I think that you choose what the life that you want to have. And I found that motherhood is so special and I'm just so grateful for it. And yeah, I mean, I'm not like going to be able to go out and stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning, partying or whatever, but your priorities change. And like right now, this boy is my entire world.
Mm.
And I just include him into all of that. So, yeah, I think that when you have a baby and it's your whole world, you don't care what other people say. You're just like, I'm just gonna do me.
I love it. I love it. And I think, at least from all the content that I've been observing, you're turning out to be a great mom. So I want to say that. So,
Thanks.
there's some moms that are listening that, they like to go out and hang out with their kids too. And you've been doing such a great job of finding all these cool places and experiences throughout the Triad for your new Visit Triad concept. I guess for some of the moms that are looking for some family places, what are some of the places you'd recommend that families can go hang out at?
Yeah, I mean, okay, so one, there are some really great mom groups that have been popping up, and there is this group called Triad Moms and Minis. I've been going to their meetups at City in the House, which is actually like this little play cafe where moms can come, drink coffee, and the babies just hang out. They're crawling, they're playing. It's such a cute little place. They have like little houses that are like different storefronts and it has all these toys in it and the coffees are great. So there's that, and then there's like Fit to Mom. They do like stroller meetups and workouts outside and all different kinds of events. So there is so many different like mom groups in town that go to very kid-friendly spaces, and it's a lot of fun. This is a great area for parents, really. But most of the breweries honestly allow children and actually have like things for kids to do, like Hidden Gate Brewery in Greensboro. They have like tons of games and stuff for kids to do. So I see a lot of parents out there. There's tons of play cafes popping up. There actually someone just told me about one on Market Street that just opened and it looks amazing. So I need to go check that out. And obviously we have really great museums. We have the Caladium, the Children's Museum in High Point, the Brenner Children's Museum here in Greensboro. They're all stellar museums. I went before I had a child and I was like, this is really cool. I really like this. And I was like, maybe it's weird that I'm here because I'm adult and I don't have a child, but now I have a child, so I have an excuse to go back. Um, but yeah, and I mean, it's kind of cold right now, but we have some of the most amazing outdoor parks. And so I'm a huge park person. I love going for walks and um I'm trying to think of the name of the park right now. I can't remember it right now, but
And
there is.
don't forget our good friend Sarah. She's got the Triad Moms on Maine.
Yeah,
It's
and
on
Triad
Instagram.
Moms on Maine is a great resource to find out all things to do with children.
Well, that's
So,
what I was going to ask you. Like the places that you're naming, for that mom that might be listening to this conversation, where do they go to find all this stuff? Because you do a lot of times hear people say, "Hey, there's just nothing to do," and then
yeah.
someone like you is like, "Hey, there's everything to do." So people are wondering, like, well, where do you find all this? Where are you hearing about all this at?
Yeah, I mean, you can follow me at Visit
Right
Triad.
there.
Our friend, she has Triad Moms on Maine, and also I think she just started Triad Dads on Maine. And so if you're looking for like very specific parenting information, then she has that there. She does more than just events too, and stuff to go to. She does like summer camps and schools and all that stuff that you can find that information through her. And then of course, all of the visit pages, Visit Winston, Visit Greensboro. They all, I think, Visit Burlington. Do they have a Visit
Yeah,
Burlington?
I mean, just every community has a CVB or a convention and
Yeah.
visitors bureau. Some of them might not be called Visit whatever online, but most of them in the Triad are Visit then whatever the city is. And then of course, Visit Triad, which is what you've created, is sort of a mashup of everything that's happening across the entire region. I'm gonna put you on the spot because I know you're a foodie. This is gonna
Okay.
be a difficult question because I always hate to get this question. You tell us your top three places to get a good meal.
Oh my
I
gosh.
know it's the hardest question. Whenever people ask me that question, I'm frustrated because there's so many good places. But I don't know. Tell us your top three, or maybe give us one from each city, one from High Point, Winston, and Greensboro.
Okay, so I've been exploring more of Winston. There's some really great places. Okay, whew. This is really hard. This is almost as hard as when people ask me what my favorite song is, and I'm like, what?
All of them.
And I literally have a list of all of my favorite restaurants. So, okay, I think from Greensboro right now, like the top contender is Ziyam. It's like this Turkish place. Their food is stellar. Like really, really good.
Hmm.
Let me think, what
I've
else?
seen them online. I follow them on Instagram, but I've not visited. So that's Zeum, like
Yeah.
Zeeyum, right?
Yeah,
Zeum.
his
Yeah.
food is incredible. They're like from Turkey. They ship all of their ingredients from Turkey. Everything tastes so fresh, and you can tell that the guy really just loves to cook, and it's so good. Let's think. What else?
All right,
Ooh,
Taylor's telling you now. Make sure my audience write that
I
down.
know, write this down because
Yeah.
I'm gonna forget. Um, oh goodness. I feel like in Winston there's some really, really, really good restaurants that we've been to. Um, We just recently went to Betty on Berks for the
Yeah.
first time. That place is really, really good. Um,
Now
that
that's Chef Jay Pierce for my audience. And if you've been to Moselle's, same
oh
owner and same chef. So, but Betty on Burke is their newest concept, which is downtown Winston.
yeah, I forgot about Mazelle's is definitely up there. So good. Everything I've had there is amazing. Honestly, I feel like we're so lucky because the Triad has some of the best food. Like even my parents who live in Florida and they pretty much have every kind of food you can imagine. Every time they come here, they're like amazed with the places that I bring them to. They're like, wow, this
And they
food
were
is
just here recently. I think you had them in town. So, what
yeah.
about the point? I may help you, may lead you a little bit. I'm gonna tell you, I'm a huge fan of Earl's Landing. I just think they're one of the top in the region, but certainly one of the best in High Point.
I have not had them yet. So I need to because I've heard good things about them.
Well,
And
you definitely should check out for you and my audience if you haven't been to Earl's Landing. There's some really good restaurants in High Point. I like Blue Water Grill. I like Magnolia. They've got a nice little rooftop area, but Earl's Landing is next level, and
okay.
they certainly I think has really truly raised the culinary bar for High Point residents. So yeah, you got to check them out. That'll be the next reel that I see with you and the baby having dinner at
Right.
Earl's Landing. Taylor, it's holiday season. Everybody's Christmas parties and tree lightings and all types of things going on this season. I know we won't mention all of them, but any particular events that you would suggest that we make sure we check out this holiday season?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I have a little list right here. I can read off of some of
Yeah.
the dates, but I mean, I went to Winter Wonder Lights. I've been like the last few years. I love it. It's probably one of the best events in the Triad. They do such a good job in it. It's different this year than it was last year. They're showcasing some of the animals that they are going to be having in their new aviary, which is really cool. So they have these like silk lanterns of the different animals that they're going to bring, and it's gorgeous. But that's happening at the Science Center through January 4th. And then Tanglewood's Festival of Lights in Clemens. It's a drive-through. It's great if you don't want to walk outside in the cold. And that is a event that's been around for many, many years. It's going through January 1st, which I think is a must if you're in that area. Like it's
And
beautiful.
I must add, when you say many years, like decades, because the first time I ever went to Festival of Lights, I think I was in elementary school.
Oh my
So
gosh.
yes. Well, you said, "Oh my gosh!" Like I'm not that old. I like the
Okay,
way
I
you.
didn't know how long, but that's
I like
it's
the way you said, "Oh my gosh!"
no, I'm just kidding.
like, like this was 100 years ago. But no, it's definitely been around decades. Festival of Lights is definitely a staple in the region. And if for some reason you haven't made your way out to Tanglewood, you should do so. But keep going, Taylor. Go right ahead.
Yeah, so there's also Kersey Valley. I haven't been to it, but we've had some creators collaborate with Visit Triad, and it looks like a lot of fun. So, Kersey Valley Christmas in Arkdale, they go through December 23rd, and they have a lot of fun things happening there. So, I feel like that's definitely one of those events that you have to check out. Piedmont Winterfest in downtown Greensboro. They have the ice rink downtown. It's always fun to go and skate outside, in North Carolina. Um, it's been pretty cold. We had snow, so and they go through January 25th. So they're kind of one of the longer events that kind of sticks around. Um, and then, oh my gosh, I've been to Old Salem before, many, many years ago, but I just didn't remember it. And we went back when my parents were in town, and it's just such a beautiful place. Like, I don't know. I think they do like a Moravian Christmas there where you
Yeah.
can go and learn about the Moravian traditions, have really yummy Moravian treats. It just feels so cozy. It's such a cool place. If you've never been to Old Salem, I highly recommend. And it's like the perfect place to go this time of year because it just feels so like cozy and warm. And they have that really amazing coffee shop there.
I'm there way too often. Lot 63. Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
I
when you're
almost don't
there,
want to tell anybody because
no, go ahead. Sorry.
no, I said I almost don't want to tell anybody I'm there all the time because they'll know where to find me. But
Oh no.
I'm at lot 63 like at least 3 or 4 times out of the week.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you. It's a gorgeous space. It's just nice, cozy, warm, and they have beautiful decorations and the coffee's great. So I don't blame you. It's beautiful. Um, and then McLaurin Farms, I love their stuff. I think they do such a great job. Um, and they're right outside of Greensboro, and they run through December 23rd. So those are a lot of really good events. And of course, there's stuff happening everywhere. I recently just went to Little Brother Brewing. They do a really fun Christmas pop-up called Little Saint Nick's, and they decorate the whole interior. They go all out, and it's just so gorgeous. So there's tons of other places like that that do things in our area.
That's a really good list, and I hope my audience wrote some notes and put some things on their calendar. I'm always a big proponent of supporting local, and I think a lot of the things that Taylor just shared with you are local events, supporting local vendors and local small business, and that's what we're all about here. Last question: New Year's is coming up. I didn't get a chance to get into this, but for my audience, Taylor is also a DJ, like a techno DJ. Like you have to go to her page and you'll see some of the photos and video of her doing her stuff. But New Year's is coming up. So where are you celebrating this year?
Probably at home.
Oh man. This is the reasons
So
why you didn't want to have a child.
yeah, right. Like this is, I feel like probably my first year that I'm going to be at home because I have a child. Like New Year's like celebrations are usually like a late night adult thing. So, that's my question. What do the adults do for New Year's? I don't know that yet. I'm gonna find out. But I will keep you posted on my page. I'm
Well,
gonna find that out.
and then as we get ready to wrap up, because we are running out of time, tell the audience all the ways that they can connect with you, what platforms you're on, and how to find you so that they can start following you and being the first to know about all these cool places.
Sure. So you can visit. You can follow me at Visit Triad NC on Instagram. And my personal account is Tay is Lively, and that's on Instagram, TikTok, all the things. So yeah, we're gonna expand Visit Triad to other social media platforms, but I wanted to start with Instagram, and so yeah, that's where you can follow me.
Taylor, thank you for locking in with us, and thank you for everything you and Visit Triad do to spotlight the people, places, and experiences that make our region vibrant. To our audience, if today's conversation inspired you, get out this week and try something new. Support local restaurants, attend an event, invite a friend out, or explore a hidden gem in your own backyard. As always, I'm Algenon Cash. Thank you for locking in. Thank you for listening to WTOB, because every Sunday morning, that's where you can lock in with me. But if you happen to miss me there, hopefully you're subscribed to the podcast. You can get that on YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, Apple, wherever you like to get your favorite podcast. You can always lock in there. And until next time, y'all stay locked in.
Hey, thanks for listening to this episode on the Triad Podcast Network. Our mission is simple: provide information, advice, and stories about the people and places that make the North Carolina Triad such a great place to be. You can find us by searching Triad Podcast Network on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, pretty much wherever you like to listen. If you like what you heard and want to support the show and those that contribute, we would truly appreciate a rating and review on your favorite podcast app. It helps spread the word along, as do your shares on social media. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Triad Podcast. To get in touch with us, simply email info@triadpodcast.com. Thanks for listening.
This is the Triad Podcast Network.